Avoid the rain. It's just a bit silly, really. It's a classic winter's camp. What am I doing?
The next station is Clapham Junction.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another hike. What am I doing? It is December, it is tipping it down with rain, it's cold, it's dark, and I'm going on a hike. I'm up for a bit of an adventure today, and I nearly did abandon it, but the heavy rain that we've got at the moment is kind of sweeping across the southeast, and it's due to disappear kind of late morning. So where am I? I'm at the River Thames in London, and I'm about to hike out of London for 15 miles on a little known trail called the Thames Down Link. So I'm in Kingston upon Thames, and the idea is this trail, which was created in the 1990s, connects the River Thames to the North Downs. And the plan is I'm going to wild camp somewhere towards the end of this hike. So it is rather nice to be heading out of London. I've got all my waterproofs on. I'm just going to bite the bullet. This reminds me quite a lot of the start of my South Downs Way adventure. Day one, tipping it down with rain, absolutely torrential, grim. Wow, someone's made a nice little den, decorated with flags. Okay, we're about 3.5 miles in, and the weather's awful, really grim. It kind of teased me for a bit, and it kind of subsided, and made me think the rain had moved on, and then it just started again really heavily. I think my top tip would be, if you just like doing day hikes and sort of short hikes, avoid the rain. It's just a bit silly, really. Just go on a dry day. However, if you're a little bit crazy like me and you like doing the long distance hiking, I'd say this is good training, because when you're in the middle of a multi-day hike and you wake up and it's raining and you don't have any option, you just have to get on with it, whether it's raining or not. So I think it's good to just throw yourself into it when you have these opportunities to hike in bad weather, because you never know what you're going to face on a multi-day adventure. Hello all, we are at about mile 6 and having a bit of a break in a random skate park, which is quite funny. I'm getting down with the kids, middle-aged man in the middle of a skateboard park having a Snickers bar. So yeah, about 6 miles done. I have passed through Old Malden. Where else have I been? Ewell. Currently in the Chessington area, and the next area that I'm going to be getting to is Epsom in Surrey and Epsom Common. So it's quite an interesting trail, because it kind of ducks in and out of urban areas, and eventually it will get a lot more rural, which I'm really looking forward to. Hello, we are on mile 10, so about 2/3 of the way through. Not bad. About 1:45, so I thought it was a good time to stop and air the feet and have a bite to eat. And my lunch is a wrap that I picked up from Marks and Spencer's on the way here. It's a little bit of a squashed wrap, but actually I do find these easier to kind of transport around when you're hiking. Sandwiches are a little bit cumbersome. I have sort of made my own wraps sort of on the go before, but it's nice to sort of have an opportunity just to sort of buy something quickly from the shop. So yeah, they just kind of slide sort of easily into sort of stretchy pockets, side pockets. So top tip if you're thinking about what to eat when hiking. So currently on Epsom Common. Next stop I believe is Leatherhead and then Ashted, or it might be the other way around, but we've definitely got to go through the Leatherhead and Ashted areas, and that will take us down to the North Downs and Box Hill, those of you that know Box Hill. And it finishes at Box Hill at the I'll put the name of the village on the screen, but yeah, it finishes there. There is, as I say, there's a train station, so I could in theory get a late train back, but where's the fun in that? I haven't lugged all this stuff for nothing, so yeah, I've got my tent, I've got my bits, so we're gonna find somewhere to wild camp. So yeah, I've got another 5 miles to do, and that should leave me with enough daylight to do a bit of a recce. Hello all, it's just coming up to sunset, about 5 to 4, and I've just decided to stop for the day. I'm about a mile from the end, so I'll do the rest in the morning. So I've found a location, the tent is up, I'll go and show you. Right, here we go. I have got my trusty Wild Country Helm Compact 1. Haven't used this since the South Downs Way back in April this year. It's the first time out the bag. I like this tent a lot, so really pleased. And also it's December, so just want to make sure that I've got something sturdy and reliable. This area has a lot of deadfall, even more than you can see, but I found this little corner here, and we're okay actually. There's no major widow makers apart from this really annoying branch that I've already managed to smack my head on. So fingers crossed I don't knock myself unconscious going to the toilet in the night. Okay, we are all set up. We have a little home for the night in the woods. Very exciting. Here we go. So good to be back in this tent. So in my vestibule, I'm all set up there. Green bag at the back, it's got my food in. I've got my hiking stove kit in the orange bag there. A couple of bottles of water and a beer that I'm hopefully not going to spill in the tent this time. In the tent, got the Outfit Pipe Dream 400 sleeping bag. My usual X-Bed, Ultra 3R sleeping pad. And then in the orange bag there, that's got dry clothes to sleep in, down jacket, gloves, things like that. And I've got my sort of tent booty slipper things there from Montaigne. Figured I might need those tonight. Got my power bank down there, and then out the back in the vestibule, you can see my orange jacket, rain jacket, which is on top of my rucksack, which is out the back there. Just need to find somewhere for my stinky shoes to go. Oh, right, I've had a little bit of a lay down in my sleeping bag and got warm and was very reluctant to actually get up and make some dinner, but I thought I'd better show you what I'm going to cook or attempt to cook tonight. It's more of an assemble, I suppose, really. So I've got some dried fusilli pasta that I'm going to attempt to boil up in this thing here. I've got a stir-in sauce, and I've got some pre-cooked sausage that I'm going to just cut up. I was just trying to save money, really. I was in my local Ellis Brigham camping shop the other day, and I just checked out the prices of Cedar Summit dehydrated meals, and it was like £9 just for a standard size one, and I don't know, just can't afford it. So yeah, I think that was 89p. That was about £2, and then I got a large bag for 75p and just counted some into that. So I guess I got all that in for more than half the price. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get a boil on and get this cooked.
Excellence takes time.
Hilarious, it's 7:30. It feels like 11:30. It's a classic winter's camp where you get into your tent at about 4 p.m. and don't really come out of it until the next morning. So yeah, I've had my dinner, beer, etc. Sorted everyththing out, cleaned up, put everything away. So I'm just going to crash out now. This is probably the last bit of filming I'm going to do tonight. So there is a high chance, after the week I've had, to just crash. So unless there is anything to report, I shall say goodnight, and I shall see you in the morning. Night night. Good morning. It's about 6 o'clock-ish, something like that, and all is quiet compared to last night. It was absolutely blowing a hoolie out there. Fortunately, I had done a really careful recce and got myself into an area of the woods on this hill where there wasn't really many trees, and the trees that were there and are around my tent are kind of short trees. They're hazel trees, or they're kind of just very young, and I just had a really thorough check. But around 200 meters away, I could hear trees going down last night, and that was pretty scary, actually. I could hear that horrible crack of a large bough of a tree going, or even a whole tree. We were getting 40-mile-an-hour gusts up here last night. It was ripping through.
It felt like more than that, but my app was saying it was kind of 40-mile-an-hour gusts. But I guess if you get several 40-mile-an-hour gusts, you know, branches on trees weaken, obviously, and then they eventually go. I did get up a couple of times, and even though I checked again. I put my head torch on, and I just went around and just had a quick look at all the trees and that were around me, and they were fine. And just kept monitoring the forecast, because you can't really take any risks. There's no point being silly about it. But it was fine, and it died off in the early hours, and I got to sleep, and I was all right, and I was pretty warm in the tent. I really love this tent. I can't bear it in the summer. It's not a summer tent, because the inner here is 90% solid, apart from a bit of a vent at the back and a bit of a vent at the front, a little bit, but it's pretty solid. So it's really great if you're thinking about using this camp for winter camping. I don't know if I'd recommend it for sort of higher altitude mountain camping, because it's not officially a 4-season tent, so you have got that tiny gap around the outside. But in terms of any other conditions, it's brilliant. I sort of unofficially label this a 3.5 season tent, simply for that reason. It's nice. It's just so cocooned in here. It's really cozy, really warm. Okay, so I've had a very nice coffee. I'm feeling a bit more alive now. I didn't cook breakfast. I had one of those sort of porridge bars. I'm going to get packed up and kind of get out of here. I've got about, I think I mentioned it yesterday to you, actually, I've got about another mile to do. So I'm not going to end the video here, but I'll come back to you when I'm packed up.
And we're off. The final slither of this little hike out of London. I think, as I mentioned, I've got about maybe a mile and a half to go. It's quite nice, really. Have to say, and I know this is going to sound a bit weird, there's something really special about hiking, wild camping, and then knowing you've got a bit more hiking to do. So it's not like the end of the adventure. So you just got this thing where you've packed up, you've got your gear on your back, and you're off again. I can't really put my finger on it, but it's just a really kind of nice feeling that you're off on your travels again. There we go, the official end of the Thames Down Link, or the TD Link as it's known, and it finishes here at Box Hill and West Humble Station. I've really enjoyed it. It's actually quite a straightforward trail, so I'd really recommend it if you're looking for a kind of flattish, easy trail, 15 miles long. You could in theory do it in a day if you leave early enough, and you could do it from either end. You've got a train station at the Box Hill and West Humble end, and then at the Kingston end, of course, you've got the train station there by the River Thames. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along if you've made it this far. Now, if you like this kind of thing, you might want to consider pressing the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll get updates on any other hikes, camps, or combinations of the two that I do in the future. Take care of yourselves, and I shall see you on the next one.